The underestimated. The Korvax Dawn shuddered as another impact thundered through the cargo hold. Captain Zrel's three eyes fixated on the monitor, watching the containment cell's structural integrity drop to 34%. Sedative reserves, he demanded. Depleted 17 minutes ago, Engineer Voss reported, her mandibles clicking nervously. The Xantar will break through in less than 10 minutes. The Xantar, Galaxy's apex predator, 4 meters of muscle, rage, and teeth that could crush titanium. 9 crew members had died trying to sedate it during the initial capture. Now, transporting it to the conservation dome on Helix 9, they'd miscalculated the dosage needed for the 3-week journey. Another crash, the walls groaned, 29%. Military protocol, Zrel said grimly. Vent the hold. Captain, the species is on the galactic red list, Voss protested. It's pregnant. The tribunal will. The tribunal can judge my corpse if this thing gets loose. Zrel reached for the emergency override. Wait. Everyone turned. Arya Quan stood in the doorway, her calm presence commanding attention. She had been brought aboard as a xenobehavior specialist, not a cleaning contractor, a role she had recently earned due to her prior experience on Earth. I can calm it, Arya said. The bridge fell silent except for another bone-rattling crash, 24%. Human, Zrel's translator struggled with incredulity. This predator has killed trained xenobiologists. You. I've trained with primates for years on Earth, Arya interrupted, one hand unconsciously touching her belly. I'm 3 months pregnant. Maybe it can sense that. Maybe it'll recognize I'm not a threat. Impossible. Your biology is completely. Captain, if I fail, we lose one person. If I succeed, we save an endangered species, her baby, and prevent a tribunal that could end your career. Her eyes met his central one. What do you have to lose that isn't already gone? 18%. Zrel's claws flexed. Every instinct screamed no. But she was right. She wasn't expendable anymore. Her training mattered and the risk was calculated. 2 minutes, he said. Then I vent everything. Arya moved forward. The cargo hold was a disaster. Claw marks scored the walls. The containment cell buckled with each impact. Through the reinforced window, Arya saw it. The Xantar, massive and magnificent, silver-black fur matted with stress, eyes wide with terror. Not rage, terror. Hey, Arya said softly, approaching the cell. Hey, Mama, I know you're scared. The creature charged the wall. Arya didn't flinch. I'd be scared too. Aliens took you from your home, pumped you full of drugs, locked you in a box. She sat down cross-legged 3 meters from the buckling barrier. You're just trying to protect your baby. The Xantar paused, massive chest heaving. Arya began to hum, an old lullaby her grandmother had sung. No words, just melody. Then she started signing, not speaking, fingers moving in patterns the universal translators couldn't interpret. On Earth, she had learned that spoken language often agitated distressed primates. But gentle gestures, soft sounds, non-threatening posture, those crossed species. She touched her own belly, then gestured toward the Xantar's swollen abdomen. Same, mother's safe. The creature's breathing slowed. One massive hand touched its own stomach. Arya kept signing, kept humming. Slowly, she lay down on her side, making herself small, vulnerable, the ultimate trust signal. Minutes passed, the impact stopped. When security finally opened the hold door, they found Arya asleep against the containment cell wall. On the other side, the Xantar sat calmly, one giant hand pressed against the barrier where Arya's head rested. The incident report went viral across 17 systems. Xenobiologists, behaviorists, and military strategists descended on the Korvax Dawn, demanding to understand how a human had achieved the impossible. But their instruments detected nothing special. No pheromones, no psychic abilities, just a pregnant woman humming to a frightened mother. Captain Zerel watched from the observation deck as Arya sat cross-legged near the Xanter's cell, one hand resting gently on her belly. The creature mirrored her calm, its enormous head tilting slightly as if listening to the faint melody still escaping her lips. "All our tech," he muttered, "all our weapons, all our protocols, useless against fear and love." The crew, still shaken, gathered quietly around the observation window. Some had tears in their eyes. Engineer Voss finally spoke, her mandibles clicking softly. "Captain, she didn't just calm it. She taught us something we've forgotten." Arya looked up and smiled faintly. "It's simple," she said. "Fear looks the same everywhere. Pain, loss, hope, they're universal. Sometimes the only weapon you need is understanding." In the weeks that followed, Arya Kwan was no longer a mere cleaning contractor. The Galactic Conservation Authority and the Korvax military formally recognized her as a xenobehavior specialist. Her experience, empathy, and courage had proven invaluable. As she returned to the cargo hold in her official role, the Xanter turned its massive head toward her, calm and attentive. She smiled, hand on her belly, knowing her child would grow up in a galaxy that had just learned an important lesson. Courage and compassion could change the course of history. In the end, the galaxy's greatest predator had been calmed not by strength or technology, but by the one thing advanced species had forgotten: simple empathy. And the most underestimated race had proven its worth once again.